Satnam. Satnam, everybody. Welcome to the new moon meditation. I can't really hear this. Just going to put this. Okay, so let's prepare to tune in. So eyes are closed and begin breathing long and deep only through your nostrils. So you want to feel your sitting bones wherever you are in your chair in front of your computer or sitting cross-legged. If you're in a chair, feel your feet on the ground and spine is nice and straight. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Relax your facial muscles. And just breathing long and deep through the nostrils. And relaxing your belly. And bringing all your energy into this present moment. So all your energy from the past, right, into this present moment. All the energy worrying about the future, what's going to happen in the future. Bring all that energy here into this present moment. And just take a moment to set your intention to fully receive the blessings, right, of this healing energy. And inhale deeply. Exhale. Now bring your palms together and rub them. And bring your hands into prayer pose at your heart center. The nice straight spine, preparing to tune in. Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale to the base of the spine. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgare Namah, Shagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Sadgurudeva Namah. Adgare Namah, Shagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Sadgurudeva Namah. Adgare Namah, Shagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Sadgurudeva Namah. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Press your palms together and focus at your third eye, the point between your brows, and channel the energy up. And exhale, relax your hands down. Okay, Satnam, everybody. And I can see your chat this time because I have my other computer set up too. So I love the feedback. So just type something in, introduce yourself, and what's going on in your life right now. Yeah. So Kathy says solstice rough, anger, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms. Better after the HOD meditation review. And you're in luck because the meditation for this new moon is also using the mantra HOD. Yeah, these are the times. We're in them. We're in the times of change for the Aquarian age. So I just want to talk about the new moon. The new moon was officially Eastern Standard Time. It was around 10:30 p.m. You know, but that's kind of late to be doing a new moon meditation. But we're still in the energy, right? It's like 48 hours. We're still in the energy of the new moon. So that means that some cycle of experience right, is coming to an end for you. And now we're beginning this new cycle, right? And added to the fact that it's just after solstice, which is a really important energetic portal too for us. So the new moon's in Cancer, right? And we know Cancer is all about the emotions. It's about home. It's about feelings. It's about the internal self. So it can bring up a lot of emotions for you. Okay. And it's also connected to the inner child, right? The inner child in Cancer are also connected in the mother. Okay. So it won't be unusual if you're having waves of emotion during this time, right? The anger and the sadness and the fear. And like I say in many of my videos, and I'm just going to say this again, is that the emotions, how they work for us, is they're a layer cake. So you've got the anger, and underneath the anger is the fear, and then underneath that fear is deep sadness. So the anger is like, most people want to stay in that place, right? The anger, rah, rah, blame everybody else and blame the government and blame the corporations and blame, right? But you want to, as a yogi and a spiritual light worker, leader, teacher, healer of the Aquarian age, you want to stay with the anger and you want to go below, like what's below this anger, right? And then you'll get to the bottom. And when you get to the very bottom, it's the sadness, and that's the crying, right? And there's a lot of grief there. And so remember that we're evolving through our emotional body for the Aquarian age. There's no way, no how you're going to get away from not feeling deeply, right? Yeah. And who else is here saying? Laredo is also saying, going through transformation in my life, lots of ups and downs. Yeah. All our meditations and speeches are like a band-aid to my wounds. Yeah. Yeah, we need to be reminded, you know? So it's also important not to get hooked in to what's going on in the external world. Do not get hooked in there. If you find yourself, you know, your consciousness going lower and lower, and you're contracting and you're getting smaller and smaller and in fear, that's when you want to remove yourself from the news, right? Being bombarded by this news, because this is, you know, this is just the play. This is how things are unfolding for the Aquarian age. And it looks really scary, right, to the ego. But if you raise in frequency and keep your consciousness up, you're going to see like, oh, this is just how it has to play out, right? And it's not forever. Life is a wave, right? It's up and down, and it's going to change. The best thing you can do for humanity and the world is to work on yourself, right? It doesn't make any sense to the ego, but the ego doesn't understand. It doesn't want you in your power. The only way we can shift the world and heal the world is if we heal ourselves first. So this outer world is just a reflection of our inner world. So when you start to make the shifts in your inner world and the healing, right, you're going to see the change reflected in the external world. So that, right, that's just universal law, the spiritual law. Okay. Then Stephen, I just want to mention, it says, looking for a new job, can't handle the abuse without controlling the anger that the person I'm working for. Yeah, this again, don't go out there. There's no out there, right? There's only in here. It's just a trick of the Maya. So it's in here, right? That other person, he's your teacher. He's your teacher, and he's teaching you compassion. So as spiritual beings, we don't treat people the way that they deserve to be treated. That's the ego. We treat people the way that we feel we deserve to be treated, no matter what they're doing out there, right? And these are teachers. They're angels in disguise, these people, right? So bring it back in, back to yourself. Bring it back in, bring it back in. The ego and the mind can be like a dog, right? The dog just is taken everywhere. You've got to continually bring the dog back in. Bring your mind back. This is about me. This is about me. If there's no external, it's all about me. So it's integrating all these parts of you, which are shadows, right? If I ruled the world, if I could rule the world for an hour, just an hour, maybe even 15 minutes, what I would teach people is that they're projecting their shadows right out there in the world. That's all we're seeing is just shadow patterns. And if we take those shadows and own them and take responsibility for them, the whole world would shift so quickly, so quickly. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Somebody said they lost my audio. Okay. Okay, so let's go into the pattern for this month. So we know that it's emotional. I just have to get my water. We know that it's an emotional time, so there's this real need, this real need to want home, right? To have this, to have a home, to have security, to have safety. That's what Cancer wants. So how Cancer works is it when it makes changes, it takes one, it's the crab, right? It's all sideways, the crab. So it's what it takes two steps forward, right? And then one step back. So it's two, because we're walking into the unknown. That's what we're doing in the Aquarian age. So we're making 2 steps forward, and then we got to take 1 step back. And that's not about retreating and hiding. It's just about consolidating, because you can't grow until you feel emotionally secure within yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like emotionally secure in yourself. So just have that in your mind this month. Okay. So I'm making 2 steps forward. Okay. I need to take 1 step back, consolidate, 2 steps forward. And then, right, this is how you move forward in the Aquarian age and evolve. Yeah, nothing seems to be going well. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the shadow. So the shadow in the neutrino stream is called dullness. Dullness. So dullness is a lack, right? When you think of dull, you think of boring and repetitive and lack of vigor, lack of life force energy, right? This is dullness. And a lot of people are in this shadow pattern in the world, is dullness. And dullness is one aspect of it can come from technology, right? From technology. Okay, so technology, if you're on Facebook, say if you're on Facebook, and you know you can get caught, it's like a black hole, Facebook. You know, you're on it and you think, oh, I'm just going to tune in and look at a few things, and then meanwhile 3 hours pass by, right? Or you go binge on Netflix, right? There's a new TV series and you binge on Netflix, and then you come out of it. Like how you feel after that is you're kind of out of it and spacey, and you're kind of like a robot. This is this dullness. It's called dullness. And I actually did a video today on it, so I'm not going to go too in depth. Just I'm going to release it tomorrow, so be sure to come back and watch it, and I'll go more into depth with the shadow pattern, because I want to get us into the meditation. And so the gift is magnetism. Magnetism. So dullness is about us losing our edge, right? Losing our mojo, losing our creativity. It's a comfort. So you can see the deadly combo, right, of Cancer, wanting to retreat, wanting to isolate. You know, I'm too vulnerable, I'm too sensitive to go out there. I know what that feels like. I'm very, very sensitive, right? And we want to do that. So then you've got the shadow too of dullness, right? So that's about staying comfortable. Cancer wants to stay comfortable. This shadow wants you to stay comfortable, just in your little mouse maze, right? Doing your same habits and your routines and that. but we're being called to evolve and to grow, right? And the only way we can grow and evolve is when we get uncomfortable, when we move past our comfort zones, right? So you've got to watch that this month, right? To just be gentle with yourself, but then there's a line, right? There's a line that can turn into passivity, into hiding, right? And that's the shadow. So and this is what life is doing, right? Life is breaking us. It's like pounding us. Life is pounding us. It's breaking us apart, breaking us. It's testing us. It's forging us, right? And it's breaking the heart open. That's what it's all about, breaking the heart open. So I was meditating today about this, you know. We're always given warning. If we really listen, right, and we meditate and we're tuned into our intuition, we get that little whisper, you know, leave the job. It's not good for you. Leave the job. Leave the relationship, right? Make a change, move. You need to move away, right? But we get afraid and then we just want to bury it down. We don't want to look at it, right? So you're given fair warning. So that's the easy way to transition through your changes and your evolution, right? Is to really start to act on those intuitive messages. Otherwise, life comes in with a 2x4, like clobbering you, right? And forcing you to change, because the Aquarian age is all about change, you know? This is the new normal. People are like, oh, when my life gets stabilized and when this happens and that happens, then I'll make the change. It doesn't work like that. This is the new normal. So we need to get used to this speed of change, because this is just the beginning. It's going to really start to speed up for the future. Okay. So this is, we need to let go of this fear. So the dullness doesn't want you to do that. The dullness wants you hidden away, right? And escape, right? The ego doesn't want you out and about either, like doing your destiny. Okay, so like let's look at the gift out of this, because every shadow has a gift, and the gift is magnetism, right? Magnetism. That sounds pretty cool, eh? So magnetism, you think of like, oh, that she's magnetic. She attracts people to her. She's charming. She's charismatic, right? Magnet. This is the feminine, right? The feminine is what attracts everything in. Attracts everything in. Remember, this is the year of the feminine. It's the rise of the feminine. I just saw, and I love the images, right? The women's marches and all these things are happening. And Wonder Woman, if you guys got to go see Wonder Woman. I saw it last week and it was awesome, right? And this is the rise of the feminine. We're all becoming more feminine, men and women inside. And this is we're becoming receptive and we're allowing things to come to us. This is the new way of doing life. So the divine feminine is what attracts to us. And then the masculine works from, your masculine energy works from that feminine energy, but that's your foundation. So magnetism, how can we get in touch with our magnetism? Is nature. The big kahuna feminine, right, is Mother Nature, Gaia. So there's a thing, like it's green energy, right? It's green energy. There's actually, you may have seen this in the news, that the Japanese have something called forest bathing, where it's a health program, a national health program. It's where people go into the forest, right? And they've done studies and it lowers the blood pressure, lowers stress levels, right? All that stuff. And so this is what will get us in touch with our magnetism, because there is a force field with that green energy. The plant kingdom, they're emitting a frequency, and it's really good for our bodies, okay? Because our bodies, these are ancient vehicles that we're living in, you know, and our body needs to feel safe and secure on the earth. And if you're on the internet all the time, you know, on your smartphone and your tablet, and most of us work with computers now in our work, right? And we're sedentary, or we're living in an urban setting. We're not in nature, and it's really traumatic, right? Talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, and that's the body, right? The body is freaking out because it's disconnected from the mother, our mother. So it's really important for us to spend more time in nature. And so there's something called the Schumann resonance. I'm sure you've heard of this, right? The scientists found that there's actually a heartbeat that's coming from the core of the earth, and that we have to align ourselves with it. And it's changing, right? It's speeding up. So this means we have to really make a concerted effort to be in nature and let Mother Nature nurture us. And so what happens, it slows you down. It doesn't lower your frequency and your vibration, but it slows down the mind, okay? And then you're in tune with Mother Nature, who's creating all of the Maya, right? The resources. And then this makes you more magnetic. It makes you more prosperous because you're aligned with that force, you know? So that's what I would say to anyone, you know, even if you didn't meditate or you weren't really interested in spirituality, it's like, get out in nature, right? Get away from the phone, get away from the computer, and just spend some time in nature and be nurtured there. So you want to really grab this gift for this month, okay? Magnetism. Okay. Nature heals. I know. Okay. What's up with some people sometimes appear to entice anger in others? Yeah, that's a psychological dynamic that some people are, it's called passive aggressive. It's like psychology 101, you know, that some people are very, very uncomfortable with their own emotions. So if they're feeling anger, they stuff it down. This is shadow. Stuff it down, judge it, and then they try to provoke somebody else, which is really, and it could be unconscious, and most of the time it's unconscious, so that other person expresses the anger, right? And then there's a relief for the person that was actually angry. But you know, don't worry too much about other people. Like, really keep your focus on yourself. Okay, so you ready for meditation? A Kundalini Yoga meditation. And this one's awesome. And this one was buried. When I first got into Kundalini Yoga meditation, it's been 17 years now. What I did was I scanned each Kriya and meditate. I've read every Kriya and meditation book, right? And I started scanning them right away, the ones that I really loved, and then changing the language so it fit more with my language and how I express. Anyway, I was just digging through these old Kriyas and meditations I scanned 17 years ago, and I came across this one, and it's like, wow, this is perfect for tonight. So it's for prosperity, right? Because I imagine everybody is feeling that. That's a great way for it to be pressurized and to change, is to have money and prosperity issues, right? And that's just to get us to surrender, right? Open our heart and surrender more to this divine feminine. And so it uses the mantra Had. So it's spelled H-A-R, but it sounds more like H-U-D. Had. So when you chant Had for this meditation, every time you chant Had, your tongue's going to be hitting the upper palate, the roof of your mouth, because there's 84 meridian points up there. So it's like you're typing in codes into a computer keyboard, and it completely affects your glandular system. And Had is the creative name of God. Had is the creative name of God. And it can also be translated to the green God, Okay, the green god, Had, Had, Had. So there's, it's been known. I was reading about it, and there's a person that had huge. It's been known, right, to increase your income dramatically and your assets dramatically, and to really enroot these deep programs in our unconscious mind, especially if you're on the spiritual path, right? If you are on the spiritual path now in the Aquarian age, you've spent a few lifetimes or more in religious order, right? And money was not part of religious order, right? It was all about you go renunciate from the world, right? And you go into the convent, you go into the monastery, you go up in the cave, and all you do is pray, right? You pray, you meditate, you're secluded, and all your other first chakra needs are taken care of. So it's going to dig up, right? If you've got issues with money, like 9 times out of 10, it's got to do with your religious past life. So we'll dig up, it will root out these programs that are still running you, right? That the gods are going to get me. The gods are going to get me if I make too much money, or I'm successful, or I'm visible out in the world, right? As a light worker. So you want to get rid of all that, right? Because we need to have money as spiritual people, right? We have our first chakra needs to be taken care of. And we're not in ashrams, and we're not in the monasteries anymore. We're out in the world, right, with the people. Okay, so just set your intention that you want to become more prosperous, right? To do your destiny, you want to attract the resources that you need, and that's Mother Earth to do your destiny. Okay. Okay, so the mudra is you're going to take, I want to make sure I have my timer. Okay, I've got my timer here. So you're going to take your thumb and you're going to press down on your mound of Mercury, right? So that's right under your baby finger. So press there. And then wrap your fingers around your thumb to make a fist. And then you'll bring that in front of your heart center. So you're about an inch apart, right? So you're about an inch apart. And your eyes are focused at the tip of your nose the whole time. And so you're going to chant Had, 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 Had out loud, and then whisper Had, 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 Had. So every time you chant Had, tongue is hitting the upper palate, and then you're pulling your navel in slightly. Okay? So tongue is at the upper palate, right? And then you're pulling your navel in slightly. Okay, I'm just want to have some water before we begin. Okay. So nice straight spine. And then just follow along with me. Okay. So inhale to begin. Had, 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 hud, 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 hud. And inhale deeply. Suspend the breath and squeeze the thumb. And exhale, relax your hands down for a moment and just feel yourself. And just allow your shoulders to drop down and relax. Relax your temples, relax your belly. And just allow any tension to release from your spine. So spine is straight, but relax all the muscles. Imagine all the vertebrae relaxing in your spine. We hold a lot of tension in our spine that prevents energy from moving into the heart. So breathing long and deep and being gentle with the body, right, with the breath. Imagine you're nurturing every cell in your body with your breath. All right, and exhaling all the tension out. All the fear out of the body on the exhale. All the stress out of the body on the exhale. So you're breathing in love and you're exhaling fear. And relaxing your temples. And just keep breathing. You'll be amazed at how much fear is in our body that we're not even aware of. So now imagine that you're breathing in that green energy, that green, vibrant energy, right? That green energy that comes from the plant kingdom. Just imagine that you're just in a forest now, just surrounded by green, all the different shades of green. But you know that green I'm talking about, right? It's just like full of life. So imagine that energy is coming towards you and you're breathing in that green. And it's healing you at the cellular level. Just right, your DNA is just soaking this healing energy up. And now become receptive, become magnetic, come into your feminine nature. Right? It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We both have these two energies of male and female. So come into your feminine nature. Right? Sit in there. Let your consciousness sit in that frequency of receptivity, of magnetism. Right? Everything is coming to you. You're attracting everything into your life. Right now in this moment, you're attracting. So send out the frequency of love, right? If you send out the frequency of fear, it's like an interference pattern, right? It's just going to attract more stuff to you that's bringing up more and more fear in your life, right? So attract from love. So just trust, right? Like just feel your body just start to trust and to sink and to relax into the knowingness that everything is fine. Everything's okay. This is our destiny, is to flower, right? As humanity, we're here to flower in our evolution. So let yourself flower. So just feel yourself expanding. Your internal self is expanding. Give it room, right? Your soul is expanding within the physical form. And your soul is prosperity. Your soul is abundance. And just feel that deservability, right? You deserve all good things, right? God loves you for who you are. Right now, if you're screwing up and making mistake after mistake after mistake, God still loves you, right? Or if you're doing seva and you're rocking babies in the hospital, you're doing everything, right? God still loves you. You don't have to prove yourself. So just rest in that knowingness, right? We're here to learn to love ourselves unconditionally. So now as a group, let's send this energy out to the planet. So you can visualize the Earth from outer space, right? And sending this beautiful green energy to the Earth, to the planet, as Mother Earth restores herself. And that all people, all sentient beings, feel this peace and abundance in their lives. They live life without fear. That they remember who they are, right? That we're spiritual beings on this earth and we're here having human experiences. So feel that I'm an eternal being of light having human experiences and there's nothing to fear. Okay. And inhale deeply. And exhale. Okay. Oh, yeah. I just want to see if there's any other. Yeah. Just to ink mirror, the ink mirror, I think you're called. That you're so sick, root chakra, throat chakra. Yeah, that's all about speaking the truth, right? So if you have throat issues, it's all about this is how we express our authentic self, right? It's through our throat chakra. So the best thing you can do is just rest and make that commitment to be yourself, right? And to express the truth. Okay. You're all teachers. I would like to have your problem. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's the month. And for the month, and so tomorrow, if you're not on my newsletter list or you're not subscribed to this channel, be sure to do those, to do one or the other or both. And because this meditation that we just did, that will be the full 11 minutes, and I'm going to do a guided meditation afterwards too. So that will be available tomorrow, and then more kind of in depth with what the shadow is all about. Okay. So this is really a choice time. That's what the other part of the shadow is. It's about making a decision and a choice. Am I committed to my spiritual journey? Am I committed to walk the talk? Am I committed to really live from love? Am I committed to live from my heart? Or am I going to try to go back to sleep? Right. And that means you've got to move away from the mainstream, right? Mainstream people, the consensus, right? Most of the world, they're living in fear, right? You don't have to live there, right? The best thing you can do for them, and if you've got a family member, or these other pulls that we have in our life, there's this fear. I can't leave them. I can't abandon them. I have a lot of guilt. Just know that you're healing everybody because we're all connected. So just make that commitment. Make that commitment. And it's every day sometimes. Like I'm walking this path, the spiritual path. There's no exit door, right? So, okay, everybody. So let's close with one long Satnam. So inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale to the base of the spine. Exhale. And inhale to close. Sat Nam. Satnam. Satnam.